Good morning. The sun is bright in the camera, and yes, my windshield in my car is extremely dirty. I need to lady up and take it to the car wash, but mostly I need to go to the pharmacy and get my meds, because that might have something to do with all these exciting headaches. So yeah, for the past couple mornings I've been joking in my head, I'm like, can I get a gold star for showing up when I feel emotionally crap? And then last night happened, which is why we're recording this happy little thing on headaches. Feel free to put in the comments what the heck your headaches are. Because I feel like I've only got like 2 or 3 types, because last night Dan's like, well, what kind of type is it? Is it a migraine? And I'm like, from what I remember, my friend's mom who worked in the healthcare industry told me that if you don't get migraines by a certain age, because their family was prone to them, that you weren't going to get them. And I'm like, okay. And I hadn't gotten them. I want to say it was like 20 or 25. So I'm like, yeah, that's not going to be him from what I've heard from migraine people. I'm very thankful that it's not me. But I do have headaches occasionally. The one I'm getting more accustomed to as I grow older is what I call the clamps, which are the 2 force on the side of your head that feels like your head's getting stuck in a vice grip. And that one seems to be barometer pressure changes when the front's coming in, so that's fun. And I thought it was that when it started coming on last night, but then it ended up being like more in the whole frontal part of my skull, and like then across the whole like mid-ridge as well. I was trying to figure out if it was like hotter than other parts. I put on some of the exciting pain numbing cream, and that helped for like a minute. Broke out my nice cold gua shui, I can never say that right. Anyway, the nice cold not metal, supposedly jade but probably hard plastic thing, and scooped that around my face and my forehead. And that felt a little bit better, but yeah, it wasn't a clamps one. I checked the barometric pressure and whether or not there's a front coming. There's not. Michigan's going to be nice and sunny for a while. And the only other headache I've had repeatedly that I can actually describe is the ice pick in the brain headache, where I have a spot, thanks to when I rolled my car the last time, that's actually like a soft spot on my scalp, and you can kind of feel it squiggling around under there if you put your pressure from your fingers on there. And on my side it feels like you're like literally pressing on like some sort of soft skull tissue. It's really weird. And it's warmer in my opinion than the surrounding scalp. And I've had people try to verify this, and they claim that that's probably just my own biofeedback from the inside. But yeah, it's really weird. So I was feeling that last night too, because I'm like, is this acting up? And it's like, no, it's not the soft spot where the great skull pit comes in. I'm so glad I have a great ADA accommodating campus, because they got me my fancy lamps, so I can be in the dark at full spectrum light that, you know, I can adjust however I want. Because the main thing that triggers the ice pick in the skull and the nausea that accompanies it is being around fluorescent lighting for too long, which is why I have an earlier video on here of conference prep where I'm talking about having to wear my oh so exciting wraparound overage sunglasses just so I can function, not so I can look cool, just so I can not have an ice pick in the brain and, you know, possibly barf. I don't like barfing. That also happened last night. Cooked salmon, ate the salmon, couldn't figure out what was going on with my headache, tried the things I just mentioned, and then I'm like, maybe it's an electrolyte imbalance after eating, so I made myself up a little cocktail of Pedialyte and some Minute Maid and sipped on that. And I don't know if that just disagreed with salmon and vegetables in my tummy, or if my headache just got the better of me, but yeah, throwing all that up, which is why I was like, do I want to go to work today? Because usually that's like my threshold. Like, if you vomit, you're staying home. Like, I don't care. I'm staying home. I vomited. That earns me a day off. In my old warped mind. But yeah, I tossed all that up and then went and like laid down in bed early, because I'm just like, no, this ain't happening. But before I laid down in bed, I did a quick Google, because they redid my blood levels again, and my iron's still like super low. Like, it's supposed to be like 15, it's like 9, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And yes, apparently the low iron can cause the headaches because you can't get enough blood to your brain, and it gets cranky about that. I'm like, well, that's great. I thought this whole exciting head thing was going to be more the dizziness and the lightheadedness and weakness, but no, it can also cause headaches. So that's great. And I did have almost the exact headache they were describing, where it's like the frontal part of your forehead up to like the midsection on both sides, and then like some slight, in my case slight, but I guess it can get worse, like pressure behind your eyeballs. Because again, I was like, what kind of headache? Is it a sinus headache? I'm like, no. Like, dude, if my sinuses were backed up, like, I wouldn't be able to breathe. Is it migraine? I'm like, probably not. It's not like light inducing or anything like that. The only one I have like that, like I said, is the ice pick in the head. I'm not a fan of. And yeah, those are really the only two types of headaches I get regularly enough to have a type for it. And now apparently if I, go too long or eat the wrong thing or don't get enough iron in the day, I don't freaking know. But apparently that will also bring on exciting headache. That was mostly like low grade level. I just kept going, ow, because I'm a pain wuss. And he's like, can I do anything? And I'm like, no. Like, I don't know, can you get in my skull and like tap around in there? That would be appreciated. Like, can you get whatever's going on in my skull that's like making it go back and forth? Stop doing that. Because I don't think so, honey. I love you, but I don't think so. Because they'll sit here and they'll try to touch me, and I'm like, don't touch me. I don't know why I'm like that. I don't know. Maybe just touching stimulates another sensory chain of thought, and it just gets all grouchy. I don't know. But we want to go, we'll go the semi-normal way. We have lots of exciting construction. I'll shoot you more shots of that later. I was looking at that yesterday, and I was like, oh, shoot, I need to get some stuff, because I do have the privilege of being up on the 4th floor. At least until they do this, great. We got another warning about the the university's master plan coming through with space analysts. I'm like, oh god. Please don't come through my zone and be like, so, your suite's only half full, and there's a lot of room in here. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of room in here, because occasionally we need all this shelving to do book projects. And unfortunately, other than summer, I can't predict when we need the shelving. We need the shelving. Sorry. After interviewing at SVSU, and I did literally tell them, which is why I didn't get the job, that like it was a bad idea to move everybody off the 4th floor down the 2nd floor, just because a bunch of people were all like, hey, I think it's bad that we don't communicate. And I have the same problem where I work. We don't communicate between the 2 floors real well, but I also don't want to be moved down next to my compatriots. Because co-location is helpful and stuff, but I also like my quiet area at the top of the building. Because the last time we had a discussion about like moving IT into our building, they were like, yeah, we'll just put all the catalogers down in the basement, down in the lower level. Because they love doing that. Like everywhere I've ever worked, if there's ever been like someone moving tech services, it's like, you guys could go in the basement. You guys could go in the windowless space. You don't need light and sun. I'm like, do you guys think we're like plants that, those air plants? Like what the heck? Tech services appreciates seeing sunlight. Possibly having fresh air, but we don't have that because our building's windows don't open. That was one of the things I miss about my coworker, was always like, that's what I love about being in the oldest building on campus. My window's still open. I can adjust my climate whenever I want. I'm like, yeah, quit throwing it up at us. I don't understand why everyone has totally stopped this whole allowing you to like open windows completely on floors higher than a certain height. I'm sure there's a safety reason. I don't buy it. Anyway, you're routing around campus. And I guess I could go left instead of right, because for a while, at least yesterday, it looked like you could make a right turn to campus. But I'm going to go around the long way, and you guys can look at the stadium construction. I know. Super compelling stuff right here. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. All going through the stop sign. All going through the stop sign. Yep, glad to see the medical campus. Where my extremely effective coworker works. Just can't be on the side with us. I'll make her all twatchy. Okay. I should declare a side, I'm sorry. Sorry to people behind me. And because I'm slow moving, sorry to people behind me, even more. You guys unclenching? Not unclenching? I am not getting in the way of the truck. You can be up my butt if you want. I'm not doing that. Okay, come on. Go. Oh, it's because my husband kept asking me, like, how are you going around campus? I'm like, I'm going around this long ass way. But it's fine. Just maybe. Okay, cool. Green arrow. That's the other reason I need to go take this thing to the wash. Can't really see out either side unless I lower the windows. And it wasn't until yesterday driving in that I noticed, like, literally how many crosswalks we have in this, like, little tiny little area. Up past the stadium construction. All those of you who give a dang about that. I'm guessing the next dorm they're tearing down, because they're talking about moving down Pickle, might end up being the new fancy dorm replacement. I don't know. I don't know if they're putting in. They did it the way we were talking about putting in a training center, but I can't remember where exactly that's going to be off the top of my head. Because I thought that was going to be where rec center is now, but they don't seem to be making any plans to tear that down. So maybe they are putting the training center in where the exciting dorm is now that they're moving honors out of. Anyway, we'll go down to my parking lot. Hopefully you guys have a good day. Try looking at the Timmy building for a second. I'll probably hit the off right about